In today's video, I'm going to break down why the Dow Jones Industrial Average is a really stupid index. So you may have heard about the Dow Jones Industrial Average while doing research on stocks. We have like the NASDAQ, S&P 500, these kinds of things. The Dow Jones Industrial Average has been used for more than 100 years. A bloke named Dow put it together in 1896 to kind of give us a general brief outline understanding of how the American economy is doing. It's a list of 30 different stocks, generally at the time, industrial stocks, and it was kind of used as a tool that we could follow and gauge, oh, the American economy is doing better or doing worse, because that gauge is going up and down. Nowadays, fast forward like 130 years later, and there were not many industrial companies left in America, and this index is made up of 30 different companies of varying different industries. And it has a couple of weird problems with it that kind of make it not very useful for us now as investors. And in today's news, we saw 3 new companies are entering this list of 30 companies. We see Salesforce, Amgen, and Honeywell. And because it's a list of 30 companies, these 3 come in. That means 3 are getting booted out. These 3 companies are ExxonMobil, Pfizer, and Raytheon. Some other companies that we see on the list include Apple, 3M, American Express, Coca-Cola, Cisco, Home Depot, Johnson & Johnson, Intel, JPMorgan Chase, McDonald's. So we see like finance, we see foods, pharmaceuticals, we have Nike, apparel, Procter & Gamble, consumer goods, Salesforce's cloud computing, Walmart, retail, Visa, financial services. We see companies in all different kinds of sectors of the market now. And one of the really stupid things about this index is that the companies listed on this index are not weighted based on how big their market cap is. That is, how valuable the company is. They're weighted based on their stock price. So Apple, long time being like the heaviest weight in this index, just announced a stock split. If you don't know anything about that, you're probably living under a rock, but you can check out my video here. And because they're doing a stock split, their stock price is going to drop tremendously, therefore lowering their weight in the index, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me and is not a very helpful indicator to me, especially because these 30 companies are basically chosen by a committee. So all that to say, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is kind of like vaguely helpful in helping us understand American industry. Keep that in mind, that it's not market cap weighted, it's stock price weighted. So don't get too excited if a company that you own becomes #1 on the Dow Jones or something like that. Interestingly, because Apple's stock price is going to be dropping, United Health Group is now the heaviest weighted in the Dow Jones. In comparison to the Dow Jones, there are also a couple of other indexes that we often look at, the S&P 500 or the Russell 2000. And these are really helpful because the S&P 500 is literally the 500 biggest companies in the US. So that leaves out jillions of other small companies, but it also gives us an idea of like, you can track over the years. This is how these big 500 companies are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, as they have been, in terms of market cap, market value. The Dow Jones doesn't necessarily express that in the way our minds tend to understand this information. So that leaves us with Salesforce, Amgen, and Honeywell now entering the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And so what does that mean? That means probably their price is going to go up. There might be ETFs or funds that automatically buy everything on that index. And therefore, now people are going to be automatically, passively putting money into these companies. The 3 companies that fell out of the index also lost some value as a result. Again, I don't think this should be the case. It's just human psychology. Oh, these companies are in the spotlight now. They must be growing, so I want to get into it. If you'd like me to take a closer look at any of these companies, Salesforce, Amgen, or Honeywell, please leave me a note down below in the comments. And if you also have other questions about indexes or things like that, or if you just found this video helpful, please leave a like and leave a comment down below. Looking forward very much to your comments. Thank you guys for your support over the months, and looking forward to growing more with you going into the future. Thanks guys, have a great one.